Hi, I'm Hillary Drummond. I'm the practice director for Roaring Fork Family Practice, and welcome. Here at this facility we have 15 exam rooms, 2 procedure rooms, we have an x-ray unit, and we've got a lab. So really we're a one-stop shop for anything that you need to have done. You can come in the door. If you need an x-ray, we can get you taken care of. If you need a lab drawn, we can get you taken care of. So yeah, come in and we've got plenty of room to take care of you. Even if they're all full, we'll find a place for you.
We see a lot of variety. That's one of the reasons we do what we do, is because of the variety. But there's a fair number of accidents and injuries, you know, whether it's skiing or sports or work-related. We do work comp, work-related injuries, and you know, that can range from falling off of a ladder to cutting your finger.
So we have patients who come from the Marble area, which is a little further out, who probably haven't seen a doctor in years. And then we see the ones that, you know, see the doctor every week. So we've got a wide range of patients that we see here.
We're one of the few clinics that are family practice that will take all comers. So if you have Medicaid and you live between Aspen and Glenwood, we're willing to see you as a new patient.
You've got people who are very well off, and then you've got people who aren't, that are living on the streets here. So it's a wide variety that we see here. There's a bunch of people who are right in between, but you've got a wide span. You see everything here.
We have some families who are sharing a double wide trailer versus other families who are in that top 1% and living in a multi-million-dollar mansion on the mountainside.
There's a lot of wealthy people in Carbondale these days. Yeah. That's part of the new population. The other new population, of course, is a lot of Hispanic immigrants, and they really drive the economy here, right? They're doing the difficult jobs, the landscaping, the construction work, the labor, and cleaning the houses in Aspen. So having Aspen nearby is a boon for this economy, because that's where probably the bulk of people in Carbondale still work.
Most of our economy is driven by Aspen and the professional community, attorneys and that sort of thing, and accountants, and then just a lot of folks who work in the industry there. And a lot of those folks are restaurant workers, hotel workers. They're commuting every day. We have people who drive to work from Grand Junction every day because they can't find any place to live here.
And with housing prices the way they are here, you know, $800 to $1,000 per bedroom per month. And if they don't qualify for Medicaid, then they also have the $1,600 a month for health insurance. And you can't do very well unless you're making, you know, 6 digits.
I talk to a lot of patients that are paying a ton of money for health care or health insurance and not getting anything out of it. You know, they might be covered for 1 visit for their annual exam maybe, but if there's any other reason that they come in, those all go to the deductible. So sometimes those amounts are more than they can afford. But at this point, they don't have another choice.
What I hear a lot of is, you know, they've received their health insurance through the exchange, and the premiums are so high, and then they have a high deductible. So that's what we see a lot of is, yes, they're getting their health insurance from the exchange, but it's not really helping them because they're paying $1,000 and they have a high deductible.
The individual insurance folks really had one choice, and that was Anthem, and that there were no other choices for them. If they got insurance on the exchange and they weren't Medicaid, their only individual insurance choice was Anthem. So that kind of put a damper on what the insurance exchange, I think, was all about. You know, you were supposed to be able to compare plans and pick something that was right for you, and I don't think that happened.
the variability in markets and regions and what was offered was a little unexpected, I think. I don't think folks realized how challenging it was going to be to offer, kind of commercial plans in these rural areas. There were some options for folks in rural areas, but not as many as they might have wanted, and they were expensive. And I think in a lot of cases we heard folks didn't see the value in it. They were paying a lot of money and still not able to get any different care than they had been able to without insurance.
Medicaid, in a lot of situations, is associated with poor people who can't make things work, and yet the patients of mine who are on Medicaid are all working. Both people in the family are working. In Colorado recently, there was a statistic that said 75% of the people on Medicaid have a job or two, and they still can't afford to pay for health care. And
there are a lot of people that qualified this time that really need it. And I think they should realize, especially in our rural kind of area, that people need some help. And they just aren't getting it if they take all those benefits away. So I'm hoping that, our legislators will think about that before they decide to just blanketly say, oh, okay, we're going to start over. Because I'm not sure where that will put people at this point.
Families that have health security are going to be healthier, and that's the huge untalked about story of the Affordable Care Act. And it's a crime to undo that.
What's happening right now with our nation in healthcare is extremely scary for people like myself, a single mother working full-time to support myself and my child. I'm also helping to support my mother and my family farm. And I can tell you that nothing for me is scarier than my child getting sick and not being able to take care of him. I'm so grateful for everything that we have been given, from the support that I was given before Luca was born, all of my prenatal care, my postnatal care, Luca's pediatrics. We have support from lots of different avenues.
We saw patients being able to access their preventative services, which has been really important, and people are utilizing it. It's been great. That being said, there's still a lot of private practices that don't accept Medicaid, and I think we are the only ones in the, anywhere further east of Glenwood Springs that is accepting new Medicaid patients. In fact, I have patients who get on Medicaid and their doctor up in Aspen won't see them anymore. That does happen.
I am trying my best to take care of myself and my son and be an active part of my community. And I know that I am far better off than a mass majority of the people living in this country. I have a roof over my head, I have food in my fridge, but I'm still struggling every single day. And I'm begging for you to listen to the people, because we need to be heard.